Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. Once again, we have a luxury watch unboxing and review, and this time, one of the few luxury watch brands operating out of China. For the second time in a year, Atelier Wen and the Perception are on the table. We're going to go through this new version of the Perception, which is based on the V2. This is the Perception Purple Millesime, or the Mu, which is designed to evoke sense of amity, kinship, and community, and we'll talk about why that is. So let's get straight into the unboxing and we'll work from there. So Robin and Wilfried operate Atelier Wen out of China. So we have a couple of culturally appropriate themes. You can see externally, simple packaging, but with a Chinese Huiwen style chaptering. It's a little bit like a Hellenic motif, but rest assured, Chinese culture being much older, they had it first. The box is very nice. You'll take a quick look and note that we've got a wonderful undulating and deep graining to the box, the Atelier Wen logo. We withdraw the top of the outer packaging, and it's all very thick cardstock, deeply impressive. And then inside we have a wax seal with the Wen logo, as well as the model name. You can see that that sort of graining of the box is echoed in the graining of the sleeve that surrounds the inner box. So I always love attention to detail in packaging. This is big enough and substantial enough to have a sense of occasion, but it's not so big that you feel like you spent your money on a box, nor do you wonder where you're going to put all of this stuff once you've got the watch unpacked. So just enough packaging, thoughtfully designed. We'll remove the sleeve here and we'll take a look at the box. So you can see bilingual. We've got the Perception. We've got a lot of hardware that's impressively made. You can see screw fixed, satinated, media blasted with some polished accents. All the hardware is metal and all of the metal is polished. Fold it open, take a look at what's here. All right, now we're getting down to business. So a quick note about this. Quick note is that although in general Atelier Wen's Perception watches are collaborations and limited editions, this is the first of the Millesime models, meaning one yearly edition that's a little bit more open-ended in its production, but it has a narrow ordering window. That window is between October 7th and 21st of this year. So I grieve at the fact that I didn't realize that the embargo ended only 2 weeks before the order book closed, so I'm showing you this after the order book is closed. Robin, Wilfried, I apologize, but there may still be openings available. If anyone cancels, go over to Atelier Wen's website, register your interest, because this will be worth your while. They've shown a tantalum purple dial, full tantalum bracelet version of this watch. 3 prototypes will be given out by random drawing to 3 people who order this watch, and everyone who orders the watch gets a tantalum ticket, a little bit like the golden ticket from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So whether you win the tantalum prototype or not, you will get the tantalum ticket and you will be in the sweepstakes. The first 88 to order will also get a custom leather strap to go with the watch, so definitely still worth your while. Even if you don't think you're going to win a prototype, you could still get something really cool. And yes, there will be a future limited edition very similar to this, using a purple dial and a full tantalum case and bracelet. So the Millesime, designed to be an offering to the community that was more available, though not common, than the previous limited edition collaborations. The watch is based on the Perception V2, so if you want to know what that's like and how it differs from the V1, go check out my review of the V2 separately on this channel and then come back. You can pause. I'll wait. Okay, now that we're back, let's talk about what you get with the Perception Purple Millesime, the Mu, as they call it. This is a watch that is one of the few integrated bracelet-style sports watches that actually wears true to size or maybe even a bit smaller. So if you measure it side to side without the crown, it's 40, though if you measure it diagonally, it's only about 37. I measure it 9.9 millimeters thick. If we're just measuring the case lug tip to lug tip, it's 47 millimeters. If we measure to the first link on each side, then it's more like 50, but because there are strap options and one is included with the accessories, I find that if you wear it on the strap, it's going to wear like it is 47 lug to lug. So keep that in mind. This is definitely viable for a lady who likes the style. Don't write it off because it is nominally a 40, and you can see it is very low with a stepped case flank and a concave bezel. Slides easily underneath the cuff. Grade 5 titanium. Remember, my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference here. Grade 5 titanium is just as light and hypoallergenic as grade 2, but it polishes better and it is more scratch resistant, so this watch has that going for it. You can see that the case draws from a lot of inspirations, although it's very much its own thing. The bracelet's similar. It has a little bit of the aesthetic of a Vacheron 222. All of the finishing is handsome, with the break between polish and satin facets really crisp. The bracelet tapers down from where it removes itself from the ends of the case, and from lug to bracelet we have a taper, but don't miss the thinning out of the links. They taper down as they move away towards the clasp, so they actually thin out as they approach the underside of the wrist. You can see that all of the links here can be removed, although the easy link removal will be on the ones that are fixed by screws, and you can see those screws in there. There's also a tool that allows you to make that sizing. Note the use of a little rubber cover for the end of the screwdriver to protect the watch from getting gouged by the tool. Attention to detail is a strong suit here. We have a little sliding mechanism inside that makes it easier to put it over your wrist and close it. You can see on this clasp we have polish, we have satin, we have chiseling, we also have media blast, so lots to love. Twin trigger release, it cannot accidentally pop open, and it has a push button incremental adjustment system, a slider with several different built-in stops. You can also see engine turning internally. This is very similar to the Brogioli system that is made in Switzerland for many customers. The watch has a screw-down crown and 100-meter water resistance, so it is a sports watch. It's also quite well loomed. That Wen motif that you saw in the box is also the chapter ring outboard, and you can see that the watch is quite legible with feuille or leaf style hands. The dial is done by a man who bills himself as China's only traditional guillocheur. So the guilloche here, écaille de poisson, or a fish scale, done by Chang Yukai. So this is the real thing, reductive, not stamped. We have polished, faceted, and applied indices, of course those lovely hands at center. And that rich blue, again, a tantalum version is coming, and I cannot wait for that. The crown polished, and as you can see with the Atelier Wen logo on it, we'll roll all of this over. You can see that the watch features the company logo on the back. The case back features actual hammering to create this pattern surrounding the image of the face. Then we have media blast, polish, and satination, so a lot of finishes here. This watch is proudly made in China, of course. The timepiece, using all Chinese fabrication, including the movement, which is a Dandong model automatic 41-hour power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, 32 joules. Now, it is a workaday reliable movement, equivalent to something like a Elaboré grade ETA or maybe Salida SW300, something like that, an ETA 2892 or an SW300 in Elaboré grade. So it is 5-position adjusted anti-temperature, and it's tough, reliable, easily serviceable, cheaply serviceable, and keeps time to about -10, +10 per 24 hours. And again, 5-position adjusted, so we know the accuracy attestation, but it's going to be very stable from position to position, which is a big deal. You can see that the breaks between the polish and the satin, really extraordinary, and the detailing here is fine as anything you'll see in Switzerland. Quite well done. A great work of imagination realized. You can see how the bracelet can be removed from the case using pull-tab spring bars, and you can see this has a prototype edition number on the back. That's what you're looking at there. The timepiece has a lot of character. So, what do you get when you buy this watch? Well, you get first this lovely synthetic suede snap-shut travel pouch for one watch. So you snap that open. You can see inside you get an accessory rubber strap with a Atelier Wen branded clasp. You can see it's Wen branded on both sides, twin trigger release. You get the tool for sizing the bracelet. You get a branded microfiber polishing cloth, which I deeply appreciate. And then you get this rather comprehensive Atelier Wen Perception booklet. Notice again how the paper has that same graining that we saw on the sleeve for the box and on the box itself. I love that kind of attention to detail. Again, we've got the Wen motif, and then inside, everything you ever wanted to know. Note from the founders about the Atelier Wen Millesime project. And you can see about the packaging, the warranty, instructions, notes about the model, production notes, what the future holds for Atelier Wen, about Atelier Wen, special thanks and acknowledgments. Plus, if you do live outside of China, there is a small but reasonably well-distributed network of dealers and representatives with whom you can converse should you need warranty work or service down the line. So you always have a measure of support. All of this right here, succinct but informative, telling you who the founders are, all about the brand, why they chose China, what they're looking to do down the road. So a lot of information and a good read. It's actually a lot more entertaining and engaging than your typical service, warranty, and user's manual. So once again, this is new for 2024, and unfortunately the order period was in the middle of October. So Robin Wilfried, please forgive me, but I love those guys. I love what they're doing. Their watches are always standouts, and they do have other versions of the Perception in the pipeline as well as available now. Call them up, ask if you can get a slot to buy the Millesime, the purple Perception, or maybe even put in an advance order for the upcoming Tantalum full bracelet version of this watch. And until then, time out.